Recording, and I have my new friend, Markus Willard here, who is also known as Captain America. And he's going to tell us about street text, which is, now, were you the founder or the designer or?
Captain America. We all have our own superhero names over here, but no, I'm not. I was one of the first guys that they brought onto the team in 2015. So we've been around for a while in the Facebook and Instagram space, mainly on Facebook, generating leads for realtors and brokers. And so we've been pretty famously known, I would say, for our seller lead generation, because we found a formula that ultimately taps into the highest click to contact ratio that we've seen out there in the space, meaning I'll kind of give you an idea of that. I'll share my screen and walk you through what this even means.
Sure.
But typically when
I have been creeping you and creeping street text, so I've been looking to see what's there, and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, thank you. I mean, we work with the Lab Code agents. We work with Club Wealth. We work with some, real closers, some big Facebook groups out there. But one of the things I think that makes us unique is that we offer a 7-day trial for everybody to come try us out. No obligation other than, obviously it's free, but you're going to want to run advertising with Facebook behind it to really see how our trial works. And so we kind of start everybody on this typical ad at $9 a day. And what you see here is that on average, even in this last month alone, we've had 13,782 actively try this ad and funnel template out. The cost per average, the cost per lead coming out of it is just sitting at $2.
Yeah, great.
Right? 62% click to contact ratio. Now, for anybody that knows marketing on Facebook, usually in the industry, that's anywhere from 2 to 5% on average. If you're sitting anything above that, we can be considered in the high percentile. We just took that and basically injected with steroids, right? So it's really quite easy to build, because once you build out an ad, now you're truly understanding that it's okay. So here's a typical ad out there. For people in the United States, you got to imagine 15 miles is being drawn around that because of the housing district. In it's fair game, whether you're targeting Toronto or a small town, let's say Lake Country or, you can target wherever you'd like, right? But if you know that 15 miles in the United States is being targeted, then you got to adjust your image and your ad copy, because we're basically saying, if someone wanted to buy your home, would you sell it, find its value in the current market? And as they put in their information, this is where it gets kind of fun, because at the end of the day, clicking on this ad automatically lead takes you to the same.
That's great.
Right? High contact ratio. I'm not taking you to a Facebook lead ad, which is trying to capture your name, your phone number, your email all in one sitting. We're now saying, hey, this is what you want analyzed. You want your property address analyzed. You want a home value. So let's put your address.
Yeah.
And when you put in the address there.
Yeah. Perfect.
Click analyze my property. That automatically submits into the street text dashboard. And then next, this is where it really gets fun, because if we click on an email permission and click next, automatically the system drops an email to that lead. And what we really, really preach is this idea of speed to lead, but also, most importantly, speed to relationship. Speed to speed.
And it sends them this photo, and you're using BombBomb there, I see. And
I mean, BombBomb is just one component. I mean, there's other systems there you can use. But at the end of the day, the video element is key, because there's no miscommunication happening at this moment. If that person thought it was an automated CMA or something, there's no way you're able to, your body language and tonality is everything. Right? And so Jessica's basically taken this concept, created an auto email, because no matter what happens back in the funnel, whether they give us information about their property, age updates, perhaps they want to sell immediately, this is where kind of your brand.
I see. Yeah.
I reviewed. If I put in a phone number, it activates something called Julie, which automatically sends a text message to those leads and begins a conversation. So anybody that begins a conversation, right, you can start seeing this is all highlighted, and you can carry on the conversation But no matter what, the moment the email is inputted, boom, she gets a video sent out to that lead, of which, if you know anything about something like BombBomb, you're tracking to see if it's being watched, if your email is being pinned, if links are being clicked. Because here's the thing, the holy grail of an email is one that gets opened, one that gets watched because you're getting to meet that person, and a link that gets clicked on that could ultimately take them to a Zoom meeting for a virtual meeting.
Okay, now the Canadian in me is going to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, the email when you sign in, is that PIPEDA friendly? Is it so we have all these restrictions around privacy and actually allowing me to email you?
Well, you just clicked on a box from the homeowner's perspective that email permission to be contacted.
Yeah. The other thing is this. So I've got all this information. Does it stay on your site, or can I upload it automatically to my database, to my CRM?
Yeah, 100%. We integrate with most CRMs, whether we're using Zapier or email parsing.
Yeah.
And our dashboard can act as a CRM because you have a full 9-month-long drip email campaign built in.
Right.
You have a 5-message sequence of text messages going out, right?
Okay.
You can upload them. You can parse them into Zapier. Some people in the United States use HomeBot, which is a home value system. And there's so many ways to make yourself work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. That's the key these days. You really have to. And, I think the whole thing is lead generation in one way or another, but this looks like a really great way of doing it because they're on Facebook. So I would tie this into my personal page, my business page. Oh, no, it doesn't really matter, does it?
No, you need a business page because that's the paid environment. The business page is where you sponsor an ad to go out in front of you never met.
Okay, that's perfect.
Our best agents know that the personal connection is to be had on Facebook personal page. So I teach everybody to find that lead on Facebook. I teach everybody to find that lead on Facebook, send them a friend request, drop them into a list, and also send them a message. Yeah. That Facebook a CRM for yourself. And no, that's a whole nother subject because ultimately there's so many ways to connect with somebody, whether it's through a text message, whether it's an email, whether it's a phone call, whether it's through Facebook, you name it. You got to figure out everybody's going to have their own way of connection, and you should try them all. Yeah. You know which one's going to most resonate.
Exactly. Well, if they're on Facebook and they're clicking through, I mean, obviously you respond to them on Facebook. That's great. So one of the other questions I wanted to ask you is the different plans you have.
We have several plans, but I mean, I always suggest this before anybody really tries to figure out what Street Text is all about. First and foremost, come in here and do a 7-day trial.
Okay.
The trial is free. The only thing you're spending is money on Facebook, which you would do anyways. And we're going to make sure it's spent wisely. We've created something called the split test. And the split test is when you run 3 identical ads over 24 hours to see which ad takes off. Because we're not split testing the ad copy. We're split testing your audiences. Okay.
Now, somebody like myself who is not as adept at the ad process, you have people who will help, you have people who will support.
Yes. So everybody who sets up a trial is assigned a coach. Myself, Troy, Ira, we all help you get on a one-on-one Zoom meeting, kind of like what we're doing right here. And then we also go into our class training, which is, whether you're wanting to talk about Zapier and integrations or become a Facebook lead generation machine using sellers or buyers or listings or, you name it, we do it all. Custom ad classes, ad tweaks, mastermind Wednesday. We have a lead conversion class that I host every Tuesday and Thursday. I teach people how to convert leads.
Perfect. So sign me up right away.
Yeah, streettext.com, set up a trial. I'll make sure you have a good coach.
Yeah, please, because I'll need some hand holding. It's funny. I was one of the early adopters of the internet and websites and everything, but it has become so complex. It's sort of like a friend of mine does AI, and he graduated like 3 years ago in developing AI and stuff. And he says he has to sell it now because he doesn't, you know, it's changing so fast, you know, and the algorithms are changing so fast. To be a really good, competent person in those areas, you have to be a specialist.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you know, everybody's trying to do everything right now, whether it's now TikTok or Snapchat and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think ultimately you got to pick the one thing that you really want to focus in on. Try to and do everything. We only have so much time, right? Being a steward of time, you know, especially in myself, I have 3 boys and another
one on the way.
Lily Grace.
A girl on the way, you said. Yeah, that's great.
Grace, yeah. You can see the video, by the way, on Facebook that my wife surprised me. I thought I was having a boy. So I wanted to be a dad of a girl.
You were working on getting a football team. Well, you know, she may play football. It's you know, it's possible these days.
The toughest of the mix. Certainly my wife is. So.
Good. So again, I want to say thank you very much. Sorry about any glitches. And it was great to talk to you. And I'm going to sign up this afternoon. I'll be there. So
awesome.
Find me a good coach, and we'll take over the world.
Let's take it over. Let's go after all of Facebook, me and you.
Listen, I have Captain America on my side. How bad can that be?
You also have the whole team of Avengers. You're gonna have Hulk and Spider-Man and Superman, and actually we have a couple. We have some great team cast over here.
Do I have to get my name? And I'll get a name.
You pick your superhero. It's whatever superhero you want. You can be Captain America as well. It's up to you.
Well, I was, you know, people used to say I looked like Clark Kent, but it was, you know, a number of years ago. Anyways, thanks again, Marcus. I really appreciate it. And you know, as I said, I'm going to sign up and we'll talk to you again soon. I'll get more information.